My friend, success begins where comfort ends. Every human being must one day make a decision to live wrapped in comfort or to rise through challenge. The two cannot coexist. Comfort is soft, sweet, and deceptive. It seduces the weak into believing that life owes them something. But success, real success, makes no deals with the comfortable. It demands that you trade the warm illusion of ease for the cold reality of growth. Think of the seed buried deep in the soil. It cannot remain whole and become a tree at the same time. To grow, it must crack, split open, and die to its old form. That pain is necessary. That discomfort is transformation. The same law applies to you. You cannot cling to comfort and expect expansion. You cannot stay where you are and reach where you dream to be. Comfort whispers, stay a little longer, rest a little more. Tomorrow will be easier. But tomorrow never comes for the one who listens to that voice. Tomorrow belongs to the one who rises when the body says no, the one who continues when motivation disappears, the one who chooses pain with purpose over pleasure without progress. Every dream carries a price tag written in invisible ink. That ink becomes visible only when you pay through sweat, struggle, and sacrifice. Comfort hides that price from you. It promises safety, but safety kills ambition. The walls that protect you also imprison you. The couch that comforts you also conquers you. Success is not born from convenience. It is born from conflict. The great ones are forged in discomfort. They train when others sleep. They study when others are entertained. They build when others boast. They understand that pain is not a punishment. It is a payment. Every drop of sweat, every lonely night, every sacrifice is a down payment on greatness. You see, comfort gives you instant relief, but discomfort gives you eternal reward. The choice is yours: temporary ease or timeless excellence. Every time you resist growth, you pay a higher price, the price of regret. And regret, my friend, is far heavier than effort. If you are serious about success, you must start giving up the things that keep you comfortable. Give up the need to always feel ready. Give up the idea that progress must be pleasant. Give up the illusion that success will come when you feel like it. It never will. The path is steep, the climb is long, and the air is thin, but the view is worth every struggle. When you start embracing discomfort, you will notice something extraordinary. Pain becomes fuel. The very challenges that once broke you now build you. The suffering that once made you weak now makes you wise. You begin to understand that every difficulty is a disguised opportunity. So rise. Step out of the familiar. Walk into the unknown. Let your fear and fatigue remind you that you are alive and evolving. The world will never reward your comfort. It will only reward your courage. Give your comfort to the fire of purpose. Let it burn away the excuses, the hesitation, the fear of hard work. In its ashes, you will find your strength. The first law of success is simply, you must give your comfort to gain your crown. Every great achievement stands on the ruins of what was once easy. So, if you want to soar, surrender your comfort. If you wish to grow, embrace the grind. If you long to be remembered, sacrifice what feels good now for what will make you proud forever. Comfort is cheap, but greatness is earned. And until you're willing to give up comfort, success will never give itself to you. There comes a moment in every person's life when they must face a brutal truth. As long as you keep your excuses, you'll never keep your success. Excuses are invisible chains that shackle your potential. They sound reasonable, they feel comfortable, but they are the strongest prison ever built, and you are both the prisoner and the warden. Excuses are the language of the defeated. They are the soft words people tell themselves to justify inaction. I don't have time. I wasn't born rich. The world is unfair. I'll start when I feel ready. Every one of these phrases is a thief stealing your future, your opportunities, your power. The truth is, life does not reward excuses. Life rewards results. It does not care who your parents were, where you were born, or what you went through. It only responds to your decisions, your discipline, and your determination. Success begins the very moment you stop explaining your failures and start owning them. When you say, "It's not the economy, it's my effort. It's not my boss, it's my choices. It's not luck, it's my preparation." That is the instant you step into power. Excuses give comfort to the mind, but poison to the spirit. They make you feel safe in failure. They justify mediocrity. But here's the secret every successful soul discovers. You can make excuses, or you can make progress. But you cannot make both. When you hold on to excuses, you hand your control to the outside world. You say, "I am powerless because something out there is stronger than me." But when you release excuses, you take the power back. You declare, "I am the captain of my fate, the master of my results." Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. The weak run from it because they think it means blame. The wise embrace it because they know it means control. When you take responsibility, you take command of your destiny. You stop waiting for luck and start creating opportunity. You stop complaining about the storm and start building a ship. Think of every excuse you've ever told yourself. Every story you've crafted to justify why you haven't reached your goal yet. Now imagine if all that energy had been used for action instead. Imagine where you would stand today. Excuses waste energy. Responsibility multiplies it. The most successful people in history were not the ones with perfect circumstances. They were the ones who refused to accept excuses. They turned adversity into advantage. They said, "If there's no door, I'll build one. If there's no path, I'll carve one." That is the mindset of winners. Every time you blame something outside of yourself, you surrender a piece of your greatness. You tell life, "I am a victim." But when you accept responsibility, you tell life, "Test me, I will rise." And life listens, because the universe never rewards blame, it rewards bravery. Responsibility turns your obstacles into opportunities. It transforms your story from one of pity to one of power. When you finally stop explaining why you can't, you begin to discover how you can. So, my friend, give your excuses, give them all. Give the fear of failure, the self-pity, the justifications. Burn them in the fire of your commitment. Let your new mantra be, "If it's meant to be, it's up to me." From this day forward, whenever your mind whispers, "It's not your fault," silence it and reply, "Maybe not, but it's still my responsibility." That single shift in attitude will separate you from the 99% who wish and the 1% who win. Excuses cost nothing to make and everything to keep. Responsibility costs everything to accept and gives you everything in return. That is the second law of success. Give your excuses, and you gain your power. The moment you take full ownership of your life, life starts opening doors that excuses once kept locked. Remember this: always success doesn't come to the most talented, the most intelligent, or the most privileged. It comes to the one who looks reality in the eye and says, "No more excuses. I am responsible. I am ready." The time, the most valuable currency on earth. Everyone receives it in equal measure, yet only a few invest it wisely. The rich, the poor, the genius, the dreamer, all are given 24 hours in a day. But how those hours are spent decides who rises and who remains. If you desire success, you must first learn this sacred truth. Time is the price of mastery. You cannot buy greatness with shortcuts. You cannot purchase skill with wishes. Every ounce of mastery is paid for in minutes, hours, days, and years of consistent, disciplined effort. Look around. How many people cry for success yet waste their time on distractions, gossip, and pleasure? They claim they want to build an empire, but they spend their days scrolling, complaining, and delaying. They have dreams but no discipline. They have goals but no grind. Success listens only to those who respect time. It rewards those who treat every moment as an opportunity to grow, improve, and move closer to their purpose. Time is not a toy, it is a tool. When used with precision, it can carve mountains into monuments. When wasted, it erodes even the strongest dreams into dust. The difference between an amateur and a master is not talent, it is time. The master has simply given more hours to his craft. Every great writer, every skilled musician, every visionary leader, they all sacrificed their time long before they tasted triumph. They understood that you must give your time before you can earn success. There is no overnight success, only years of unseen work that suddenly become visible. People will call it luck, but you will know it was time, your time, paid in full. Ask yourself this: where are your hours going? Into creation or consumption? Into building your dreams or watching others live theirs? Every minute you give to distraction is stolen from your destiny. Every moment of procrastination pushes your success further away. You must treat your time like sacred gold. Protect it, guard it, spend it only where it multiplies your future. Be ruthless about who and what gets your hours, because every yes to something meaningless is a no to something that matters. To give your time wisely, you must also understand its seasons. There is a time to learn, a time to practice, a time to build, and a time to rest, but never a time to waste. Every season has its purpose. When you honor time, time begins to honor you. Let this be your creed: my time is my life. Because it is. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose possessions and replace them. But when you lose time, it is gone forever. The hour that just passed will never return. That truth should ignite urgency in your soul. When you give your time to growth, the universe begins to accelerate your progress. You start attracting opportunities because you are prepared for them. People will call you lucky, but you will smile knowing you paid the invisible price. The price of hours spent when no one was watching, when no one believed, when no one applauded. Remember, the clock is always ticking, not against you, but for you if you use it right. Every second can be a step toward mastery or mediocrity. The choice is always yours. So stop saying, "I don't have time." You do. You're simply giving it to the wrong things. Redirect it. Reclaim it. Redeem it, because time is not waiting for you. It's moving with or without you. Success is never won in a single moment. It is earned through thousands of invisible hours of effort. Give your time to your dream, and your dream will one day give its rewards to you. That is the third law of success: give your time and gain your mastery. When the world sleeps, work. When the world doubts, persist. When the world wastes its time, invest yours, because one day those who mocked your discipline will envy your results, and time will stand as your witness. Ego, the silent thief of growth. It builds invisible walls around your potential and whispers the most dangerous lie you'll ever hear: you already know enough. The moment you believe that lie, your progress ends. The moment you think you're too good to learn, life stops teaching you. If you truly desire success, you must pay one of the hardest prices. You must give your ego. You must surrender the need to appear right, to seem important, to always be the smartest in the room. Ego demands recognition, greatness demands results, and the two rarely live together. Ego feeds on pride, but growth feeds on humility. The greatest achievers in history were not those who thought they knew everything. They were those who admitted they knew nothing and remained hungry to learn more. They listened twice as much as they spoke. They treated every failure as a lesson, every person as a teacher, and every day as a classroom. Ego is a master of disguise. It hides behind confidence, behind success, even behind intelligence. It makes you defensive when corrected. It makes you blind when challenged. It makes you deaf when truth is spoken. That is why ego must be sacrificed if you ever want to reach your full height. When you let go of ego, you open the gates to wisdom. You begin to see that the people around you, even those you disagree with, have something to teach you. Every conversation, every criticism, every experience becomes an opportunity for growth. The humble are never empty, they are open. Many fail not because they lack opportunity, but because their ego refuses to let them evolve. They want the world to change while they remain the same. They want success without surrender. But success only enters the hands of those who are willing to drop the weight of pride. Let me tell you this truth. You can either look smart or become wise, but you cannot be both. The ego wants to look smart. The learner wants to become better. Which one are you? Every time you defend your mistakes instead of correcting them, ego wins. Every time you reject feedback because it stings, ego wins. Every time you ignore advice because it bruises your pride, ego wins. And when ego wins, you lose silently, gradually, completely. Humility, on the other hand, is power under control. It doesn't mean you think less of yourself. It means you think beyond yourself. It means you are more interested in truth than in validation. It means you are willing to be a student again, no matter how much you've achieved. When you give your ego, you gain awareness. You begin to notice patterns, flaws, and opportunities you were once blind to. You start attracting mentors, allies, and teachers who once avoided you. Why? Because humility is magnetic. It invites wisdom while ego repels it. The world opens up to the learner. The moment you say, "Teach me," life begins to pour knowledge into your path. The universe respects humility because humility is a sign of readiness. When you are teachable, you are unstoppable. So, my friend, give your ego. Give your need to always be right. Give your pride that fears correction. Give your vanity that craves applause. Lay them down. They are weights that keep you grounded when you were meant to soar. The wisest minds are not filled, they are flowing, constantly refreshed by new ideas, lessons, and perspectives. The rigid mind breaks, the flexible mind bends, learns, and survives. Make learning your lifelong companion. Seek mentors who challenge you, not those who flatter you. Read, listen, observe, question, never stop. Because the moment you stop learning, you start dying. Remember this eternal truth: ego makes you blind to who you could become. Humility helps you see who you must become. That is the fourth law of success. Give your ego and gain your wisdom. When you empty yourself of pride, the world fills you with knowledge. And that knowledge becomes the power that propels you to heights your ego could never reach. Every human carries a silent enemy within, fear. It lives quietly inside our thoughts, whispering, "What if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you're not good enough?" And because of these whispers, most people never live the life they were born for. They live half lives, safe, comfortable, predictable, while their dreams slowly suffocate under the weight of hesitation. My friend, you can never be truly free until you give your fear. Success will demand it. Destiny will demand it. Greatness will not appear until you prove that you are braver than the voices that haunt you. Fear is not a wall. It is a gate. Behind it lies your future. But you cannot pass through it by wishing. You must walk through it by will. Fear will test you. It will challenge every dream you claim you want. It will stand in your way not to stop you, but to ask, how badly do you want it? Most people misunderstand fear. They think courage means not feeling afraid. No, Courage means you feel the fear and move anyway. The brave are not fearless. They are simply unwilling to let fear make their decisions. Fear has many disguises. Sometimes it appears as perfectionism, the lie that says, I'm not ready yet. Sometimes it hides behind procrastination. I'll start tomorrow. And sometimes it wears the mask of doubt. What if I'm not capable? But beneath every disguise, fear has one goal: to keep you small. If you allow it, fear will rob you of everything: your confidence, your voice, your vision, your time. It will convince you that the world is dangerous, that failure is fatal, that rejection is unbearable. But here is the truth: failure strengthens you, rejection refines you, and danger defines you. Fear only has power when you obey it. The successful are not those who never feel fear. They are those who decide to act despite it. Every great inventor, every artist, every leader began with trembling hands and uncertain steps. The difference? They walked forward anyway. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the louder it grows. The moment you act, it loses its grip. So move, even if your voice shakes, even if your heart pounds. The only cure for fear is action. When you give your fear, you gain your freedom. You begin to live life on your own terms. You stop seeking permission from the world. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I fly? You begin to realize that most of the limits you once believed in were never real. They were just fears pretending to be truth. Think of it this way: every time you avoid fear, your comfort zone shrinks. Every time you face it, your confidence expands. Each act of courage builds muscle, the muscle of self-trust. And that muscle, once strong, can carry you through any storm. Fear will always exist. It never disappears. It only transforms. But once you master it, it becomes your ally. It sharpens your focus. It keeps you alert. It reminds you that you are alive, that you are stretching beyond what you once thought possible. The real danger is not in feeling fear. It's in obeying it, because obedience to fear is the slow death of dreams. So stand tall. Look your fears in the eye and say, you will not rule me. Walk into the unknown, because every great reward is hidden in uncertainty. Every new level of success lies just beyond your fear. Remember this truth: fear is not your enemy. Stagnation is. Fear is only the test that separates the wishful from the worthy. That is the fifth and final law of success: give your fear and receive your freedom. When you stop running from what scares you, you start running toward who you were meant to be. And in that moment, that single act of fearless movement, you don't just chase success, you become it. My friends, the truth is simple, but it is not soft. Success is never free. It never was, and it never will be. Life demands payment before it grants reward. It will test you, stretch you, and strip you of everything fake until only your strength remains. You cannot buy greatness with money. You cannot beg for it with words. You must earn it with sweat, with time, with persistence, and with sacrifice. Success is not a gift wrapped in gold. It is a crown forged in fire. The world does not give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve, and you deserve only what you are willing to give first. You must give your comfort to grow. You must give your excuses to take responsibility. You must give your time to master your craft. You must give your ego to gain wisdom. And you must give your fear to walk free. These are not punishments. They are the tolls of transformation. Every great destiny is guarded by these gates. The weak turn back. The strong walk through. There are 8 things life demands before it grants you success: comfort, excuses, time, ego, fear, laziness, distractions, and doubt. Each one must be surrendered. Each one is a chain that holds you back from the life you were meant to live. When you give these away, something extraordinary happens. You start to change. You begin to see yourself not as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator of destiny. You stop blaming and you start building. You stop doubting and you start daring. You stop wishing and you start working. Success is not about what you get, it's about what you become. And becoming requires giving. The higher you wish to climb, the more you must let go of. You see, the mountain does not move for the dreamer, it moves for the climber. The world does not open its doors for those who wait, it opens for those who work. The universe responds to effort, not excuses. So from this day forward, stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I give? Give your focus. Give your energy. Give your discipline. Give your best, even when no one is watching, because someone always is. Life is taking notes. And when you have given everything, when you have poured your time, your courage, your humility, your consistency, success will finally appear. Not as luck, not as magic, but as the rightful result of the price you paid. Remember this forever. Success is not found, it is earned. It does not chase you, you attract it. It does not happen by chance, it happens by choice. So go forth and pay the price. Give what must be given. Sacrifice what must be sacrificed. And when the world sees what you've built, they will call it destiny, but you will know it was discipline. Because in the end, success has only one law. You must give before you gain. You must pay before you prosper. And once you've given your all, life will give you everything.